Hello, and welcome to today's Connect University. I'm really excited to be sharing with you about the Salesforce certification process. My name's Art, and every day I get to work with amazing individuals and nonprofits and help them use Salesforce to further their mission. As a result, many of them have developed some great skills in Salesforce, and so today's session will focus on how you can demonstrate to the larger community those skills that you've earned by working with Salesforce at your nonprofit. Fortunately, I am joined by an amazing team that helps me learn how to use Salesforce on a day-to-day basis. We are really excited to be helping our customers maximize the use of Salesforce and learn lots of great tips and tricks that will help them advance their careers beyond the volunteer engagement. So let's begin. There are 8 different groups of certifications. Some of these have multiple certifications under it. For example, administrators has administrators and advanced administrators. Developers and architects have lots of different options available and levels underneath each of these. To get started with Salesforce certification, you want to visit certification.salesforce.com as your main place to access all information related to all of these categories, as well as resources that are available that we'll go through today. So why get certified? Because certification demonstrates your skill set and knowledge of the Salesforce tools and solutions, and helps demonstrate to your supervisors and to prospective employers that you understand the product and you can support their work. Specifically for nonprofits, Salesforce.org has 30,000 customers in the nonprofit and higher ed areas, and it's constantly growing. They expect a 30% growth this year. So it's a sector that is actually growing in a skill set that is very much needed. So getting certified really puts you at a higher level than other candidates for certain positions. So what does the certification exam and process look like? So first, you do need to schedule the exam. You can take them at testing centers, and through that certification.salesforce.com site, they will direct you to Criterion, which is their provider of the exams, or the service that manages the exams. And you can search for local approved testing centers in your area. They do offer online testing as well. You do need to have a webcam available. As you can see in the photo here on the screen, the webcam must be able to show the monitor, your keyboard, and you as the examiner, as well as your desk area, to make sure that you don't have any notes and other papers and documents or other monitors and things that you'd be using. Testing centers have their own hours online. You're able to take it almost every day, except kind of holidays, and doesn't require a lot of advanced planning or advanced scheduling. Now, if you're attending Dreamforce this year, Dreamforce does have many times to take the certification, and they often are at a discounted rate. And historically, they've been 50% off the standard rate. A standard rate for most certifications is $200 or $199, I think. And that's for the administrator, advanced administrator, consultant, and those types of certifications. If you do fail to pass the exam the first time, it is half price to retest. The tests are mostly multiple choice for all those certifications. The architect is the only one that has some additional requirements and it's a pretty advanced test. And there's lots of information on the specifics of what kind of experience you need to go for that exam. But most of the exams are 60 questions, multiple choice. And historically, they have shared how many answers. So it'll tell you there are 2 correct answers or 3 correct answers and such for every exam question. I have seen some sample ones where they're not doing that anymore. They have been making some updates on there, so just be prepared just in case they're not. But historically, that is how the test is done. Once you become certified, you do have to maintain your certification. As you know, Salesforce does 3 releases a year, spring, summer, and winter. And after every release, there is a maintenance exam, usually 3 to 5, sometimes 6 questions, much shorter, obviously, than the main exam. But you do have to take it within a certain period. So make sure that you are aware of the deadlines. They do send out notifications if you haven't completed your exams, because if you miss those maintenance exams, you will lose your certification and have to take the initial exam all over again. So you want to make sure you do not miss those deadlines. Just to give you a sense of what some of the types of questions are to help you see if you're ready to take it. Here are some sample questions. So what should a system administrator use to disable access to a custom application for a group of users? So the answer for this one is A, profiles. That's how you manage access to custom apps. What should a system administrator consider before importing a set of records into Salesforce? I'll give you a hint. This one does have 2 correct answers. One of them, which should be pretty obvious, is data should be deduplicated in the import file prior to import. You definitely do not want to be importing duplicate data into your Salesforce instance. The other one is the record owner. Now, for many nonprofits, this isn't as critical a field, but in many Salesforce environments, because of the hierarchy nature of the data, record ownership is very important. So you do want to make sure you're importing who the proper record is so that the sharing takes place properly. The last question is the sales manager at Universal Containers. You'll see a lot of them in your exams. Wants to see all opportunities that do not have any activities. Which report type could be used to meet this requirement? As you see here, it does tell you that there are 2 correct answers. So for this one, you would want to choose B and D. So an opportunity report with cross-object filter opportunities without activities. Cross-filtering is a really powerful tool. I was actually using it the other day to find volunteers that had not signed up for a connection yet. And then the other would be a standard opportunity filter by last activity, by the field last activity. As you know, with many of the standard reports, you can filter by date ranges, and so you can make the date range blank so that it doesn't have any last activities. So that just gives you a sense of kind of like the types of questions and the structure and format. There are a lot of sample questions out there, so definitely take advantage of those to help make sure that you're ready and put yourself more at ease of what the exam is going to be like. I know it helped me the first time I took certification. So once you get certified, Salesforce does offer verification of your certification. So as you can see here, I can go to certification.salesforce.com and search for myself and see the certifications that I possess and when I received those certifications. So you can see I've been a certified administrator for going on 6 years almost. It's hard to believe I've been around Salesforce that long, but it's definitely been helpful. It helps me to understand, and all those maintenance exams help me really stay current with the product as my role changes. So take advantage of those and use those modules and review tools that they provide you for those maintenance exams. So there are lots and lots of resources out there to help you get ready for your certification. Of course, the best resource is Salesforce itself, and they have certification exam guides, similar to what you see on the left there, for every single exam. And those PDFs provide you this content outline, which lets you know kind of how much of the exam is going to be related to this. So you can see here from the certificate, from the admin certification, organization setup and global user interface are not going to be really high features. So don't spend a lot of your time studying that information. Whereas security and access is going to be very important. And so you definitely want to allocate a lot of your study time to that. And this is just a sample. There's more pages that demonstrate the other areas that you need to know for the certified administrator exam. But every single certification does have an exam guide, so you definitely want to look through that. The exam guides also have additional sample questions that you can use. Salesforce does offer a number of in-person courses that you can register for. Many of them are week-long sessions where they really go deep into how to use Salesforce and teach you how to leverage the tools and get ready for those certification exams. If you're looking for some lower cost options, your help and training session provides lots of great resources and documentation. What I've seen folks do is go to the content outline and look up keywords from the content outline. So like, for example, user setup, or identify the steps to set up and or maintain a user, such as assigning licenses or resetting passwords. So you could search for, assign licenses, reset passwords in help and training, and they'll provide you documentation on how to do that as an administrator. Help and training comes with your Salesforce instance, so that is a free resource. Of course, Trailhead is a great, fun way to learn Salesforce and gives you lots of fun badges to earn and gives you some practical ways to practice the information that they're teaching. If you are also a premium support plan subscriber, so that is an additional service available through Salesforce, they do have some additional training resources that aren't available through that general help and training. Again, it's self-paced, but those do come through some of the premium support plans. So check with your account exec for more information and costs around those support plans. But of course, Salesforce is a community. We have a Salesforce Ohana, and because we have that community, there are lots of great resources out there. Two that I'm very familiar with are, one is a Salesforce Certification Study Group. It's managed through the success.salesforce.com website, and it's managed by Deepa Patel. She's a Salesforce MVP, and they're actually going to be starting their next sessions the week of July 10th. And so registration is now open through June 30th for that program. You do have to have some prerequisites in order to participate, such as completing Trailhead badges. For the basic administrator, there are 16 badges you must earn before July 10th in order to participate in the certification program. The programs run extensively, but Deepa program that she's helped manage and develop has a very, very high, I think 95 or higher percent success rate in folks getting certified. So it's a really great, very intense and informative session. David Liu, another MVP, developed a website called sfdc99.com, and he has resources there. This is more kind of individual self-study resources, but he has a lot of great resources. David has taught himself how to become a developer in code and now works for Google, and his story is amazing. He's an amazing individual, as is Deepa. And they have really done a great job providing a lot of great content for the community to take advantage of. Of course, there are Salesforce user groups in many cities around the world, and you can definitely take advantage of those user groups. There are Some user groups have their own study sessions. They're in person. Some Salesforce groups have started to do Salesforce Saturdays, where folks just meet up at coffee shops and kind of work, but are there to help teach each other and answer questions, and as folks prepare for certification or just their general work. And then there's also lots of other websites like Quizlet and other flashcard sites. One thing you do want to be careful with those is you want to make sure that the information is current, that someone's maintaining that information, because Salesforce does maintain their exams. With every new release, new questions are added and priorities shift. So you want to make sure that you're using those that are current and up to date. But they are great tools to help you kind of brush up and prepare. So that concludes the information about certification. Don't forget to check out our past webinars. The summer release just came out, so make sure that you're ready and know how to access those release notes and find the information that's current for you through our Connect University. And then, of course, Trailhead is a great resource for learning. And so check out our Trailhead session to take advantage of that tool. Thanks for joining us today. Hopefully you're excited about becoming Salesforce certified and the opportunities it will offer you in your career goals. And we look forward to celebrating your success. Take care.